Okay, guys, we are back. It is Punt Factor bringing you some more green, white, black Value Town in Modern. So we're going to go ahead with League number three. I'm not going to make any changes to the main board or the sideboard. I like playing at least I don't know, 25 ish games, unless there's something really glaring at me that I need to swap out or whatever. I don't want to make any too many changes. The whole point of this is testing. I want to see if this version is in fact better, or at least better suited for the current meta than Todd Stevenson's just regular green white Value Town. So I'm just going to give a quick rundown. I gave this quick rundown at the beginning of my other league videos. So basically, I'm splashing black for Abrupt Decay and an Assassin's Trophy. I swapped out one Path to Exile for an Assassin's Trophy, bringing in my 3 Abrupt Decays. Just that early interaction is fantastic. I also gave up on the Ramonop and Azusa thing. It does make our Tron matchup a little worse, but I think Damping Sphere actually kind of covers that. The nice thing is, in that matchup in particular, you slam a Damping Sphere, you just have to worry about getting threats out and going downfield just to crash into them. Whereas, if you're trying to rely on Ghost Quarter, etc., you're activating your Knights to, blow up one of your lands, grab a Ghost Quarter, blow up one of their lands, and you never really seem to get ahead kind of doing that method because you're never attacking with your Knight. And eventually, Tron, they just will, get enough mana to do their thing. Now, obviously, when you have the Ramen up, that makes that a lot easier and much better because you can continue to swing in with your Knight and play your threats while Ghost Quartering them down. But I do feel like Eternal Witness in the spot of the Ramen up Excavator is just better all around. Whether that's, Eternal Witnessing back an Abrupt Decay, a Path to Exile, an Assassin's Trophy, or even a Bajuka Bog, you can blow up, you can Ghost Quarter your own Bajuka Bog, you can, Eternal Witness it back. Just gives me a little more flexibility, and that's kind of what I'm looking for in this deck and in that card. The sideboard, very straightforward. Damping Sphere is just way too good against Tron, against Storm. It's fantastic against Amulet Titan, which is just seeing, a huge success recently. That deck is actually a lot of fun to play. I recommend that if you haven't checked it out, there's one dude on YouTube. He pilots that thing like crazy. Him and Punt and Wine, they kind of will collaborate on various builds of Amulet Titan. Great YouTube channel, great deck. But anyway, Damping Sphere is there for that. Stony Silence, obviously I can bring it against Tron, and any of the robot decks, Affinity, Hardened Scales, etc. We got a couple Surgicals. They're just good. Tear apart combos. Choke just to help in the control matchup. That with Voice, you kind of hope to get there. Blue-white control is definitely tough, but it is what it is. Engineered Explosives. This deck has a tough time dealing with massive tokens, especially flying tokens, and EE is just kind of there to shore that up. Typically, if we can, wipe away some of the massive tokens initially, it takes them too much time to kind of, get everything back, and we can kind of overrun them. Excuse me. Knight of Autumn is just a fantastic card, very versatile. Comes in against a lot of matchups. Burn, even Tron for Worm Coils. It's just an awesome card. And I am trying this one-of Worship in the sideboard. Did not bring it in at all last league, but hopefully we may need it. The reason it's there, sometimes I feel like the meta right now is just a little bit too fast, that I kind of want that, insurance to be able to drop that Worship and buy myself a few turns while they're digging for that I can maybe try to get set up. Humans is actually a great example of that. They're a little intense, they're a little quick, and they just outplay us. So, being able to drop a Worship on them makes it tough for them to kind of deal with, and then we can eventually outgrow them or go wider, or whatever the case may be, and hopefully swing in. So, sorry for the long-winded explanation of the deck, but I want you guys to kind of understand what I'm doing, or what I'm attempting to do, and I'm attempting to play fair Magic, and that's not always the easiest thing, but got a league match up, so let's jump in, league match 1, see what we're up against, guys. Won the die roll, which is great. I don't think this is a hand that we want to get rid of. I really don't. It's redundant. Tracker's great. It's not the best hand. I wish we could get rid of one of our dorks for something else, but it's okay. I hate to shock in a Temple Garden. Let's think here. So if our noble dies, did it matter? I don't think it does. So I don't think we actually need to shock in a Temple Garden here. Because if our noble dies, we just replay it. Because we're not going to be able to play any one of our 3-drops anyway. On turn 2, if this dies, looks like it's probably going to die. Maybe not. So I can play a knight here that would be a 4/4 that would be out of bolt range. I think that's probably what we do. I hate to shock this in, but I'm going to have to. So we'll have a 4/4 knight. Get around bolts. Then next turn, we'll play out a tracker, play out our ghost quarter. Start getting some tracker value there. Spire bluff. A thing in the ice, huh? Okay. Thing in the ice. Unfortunately, we are not super equipped to deal with that right now. But let's get in here and apply some pressure. So I wonder if this is the... It might just be Blue Moon. If it's Blue Moon, I'm going to feel less silly. Nope, it looks like it's Izzet. So, the thing with Izzet Phoenix... Yeah, they're just going to flip thing in the ice here. Manamorphose is a ridiculous card. Absolutely ridiculous. So it was entirely possible, or it is entirely possible, that the play was to not swing in on the flip trigger to go ahead and activate Knight and Bajuka Bog him. Huh. Is he even going to be able to flip thing right now? Of course. Yep. So thing in the ice does flip. What a ridiculous card. But no Phoenix, which is solid. There's a looting. Here comes the Phoenix. No, okay, so we take 7. Not the most ideal thing in the world. So here's a question. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because what we could do is play a Windswept Heath, crack it, get a Plains, play out our Knight, have Ghost Quarter up to Ghost Quarter our land. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It only makes it a 7. Likewise, we could play out a Knight, play out a Bird. So let's go ahead and get a Plains here. Let's play out one of our Knights. And let's play out a chump blocking Bird. So if we can just chump this horror, I mean, he'll probably just burn, bolt down the Bird. There's another thing in the ice. Okay. Okay. I mean, to be fair, post-board, we have game against this deck. You know, the nice thing is with this version of the deck, they're not running a lot of counter spells. They're just trying to flip thing as quickly as possible. I mean, you guys know. You've played this matchup, I'm assuming, plenty of times. So, you know, my Path to Exiles, my Abrupt Decays, etc. should be able to stick here. And now that we know what we're playing against, you know, hopefully we're going to be able to get there with it. So they're probably going to flip a thing in the ice unless I find some disruption here. So it might be worthwhile to... Yeah, they're most definitely going to. So I could take this draw. I feel like it's the only thing I can do, right? Try to find some way to interact with them. I mean, they're just going to kill me next turn because I don't have what I need here, and they're going to flip thing. Well, we can't beat a flip thing, so let's pretend like they're not going to do that. In that case, I would want to get out a chump blocker here. Just swing in, try to hit them. We're most definitely going to flip thing here, bounce everything. Metamorphose, great. One more spell. Out of 5 cards. Do they have 5 lands in hand? Crap. That's it. Okay. All right, going on to game 2. Now that we know what we're up against, let's bring in surgical. Let's bring in worship. Voice doesn't matter. Scavenging Ooze is good, so we can probably go down our 3 voices. Tracker's slow, but card advantage is a thing. I want our Eternal Witnesses to get back our Abrupt Decays and Paths. I almost wonder, do we bring in Damping Sphere? I haven't played this matchup enough. Do we bring in Damping Sphere against them to slow that chain down? You know what? I think we're just going to rely on our interaction here. I think our game plan is going to be to Surgical Extraction. Okay, so I think we just have to keep this. You know, we have 2 Abrupt Decays. Yeah, I think we're just going to keep it. The nice thing is, you know, we're not really playing out any threats, so I don't care about the first thing in the ice flipping. So, at the end of the day, I'll let them go nuts and exhaust their resources, and I'll Abrupt Decay the thing in the ice after it flips. Stagger Overgrown Tomb here, tapped. That's a really good card, actually. So why don't we... Let's go ahead and get that down. Because they're not going to be able to play a thing in the ice. Actually, never mind. I guess they'd be able to. Metamorphose. Okay, so there's a thing. Do we let them go ham here? I almost feel like... Yeah, let's just go ahead. Decay this now. Get in for 2. Going to be able to grow the Scavenging Ooze to a 3/3. I can play out the Courser. Not playing out the Courser next turn because I won't be able to hold up Abrupt Decay. I don't like them having Bolt and us not being able to outgrow it, but... Okay, so a Braid. So let's go ahead and eat a thing of this. Go back to 20. Okay. I don't like playing out the Courser and then having them flip a thing. But I'm going to anyway. I mean, at the end of the day, the hit that we'll take from a thing in the ice, we would take 7. There's another Scavenging Ooze, which is fantastic. I will not be shuffling that away. Definitely want that draw. So we can play out next turn. We can play out a Scavenging Ooze and hold up Abrupt Decay. Let's see if he goes off here. There's a thing in the ice. Serum Visions. Well, it looks like we're gonna get, gonna get to take our draw here. go ahead and play out a skews. Let's go ahead and doesn't matter here. I think we have to get rid of this because on the stack he can kind of go off here. And I don't want him to flip everything back to our hand. I am going to want to draw that collected company, so I don't want to shuffle it away. You know, ideally we can hit... Okay, there's a crackling drake. So let's go ahead, play the ghost card here. Play a Coco. Can actually grow the skews to a 4. Because we have a Scavenging Ooze and a Thing in the ice. So let's go ahead and swing here. Okay, do I want him to take 4? I don't see why not. At least take 3, down to 7. I do want to draw the collected company. So let's see here if he can spell off. Unfortunately, there's an anger. Only dealing 3 damage though. So why don't I save our Scavenging Ooze, forcing me to shuffle that away, unfortunately. There's a bolt. Okay. Sorry guys, I went to the tank there for a hot minute. It is going to be tough to... I mean, we have answers. We have Assassin's Trophy, we have Path to Exiles, and I actually will be shuffling away this Courser to try to hit one of those cards. But I'll also be gaining life, Lightning Axe. So let's go ahead and... Excuse there. Excuse there. What don't we want him to have? Get rid of that bolt. Get rid of that faithless looting. And we want to shuffle this Courser away anyway. Okay. Got a cough again, guys. I apologize. Yeah, I'm still fighting the flu. Whew. So that's terrifying. Okay, so we are gonna ghost quarter one of our lands. We are getting a little desperate to find some removal because this thing is gonna get huge really fast. And we just lost, I believe. That's so frustrating. I hate this card. Absolutely hate this card. So Knight is not going to do it. So at least I can chump block. Dear Lord. Stupid. So frustrating. It's a very, 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 very frustrating deck. Let's see where we were at. Come on, give me like paths. Look at that. Just nothing. There's an Assassin's Trophy. I mean, you know, look, at the end of the day, I actually felt super comfortable in that game too. If we were able to find any piece of removal, I mean, what we had, we saw 2 Abrupt Decays. We have 3 paths. We have 4 hits out of the deck and out of all the shuffling we did. If we could have removed one of those Crackling Drakes earlier, I think we would have been okay, but such is magic. But I hope you guys enjoyed the Izzet Phoenix versus green-white Value Town. Stay tuned for League match number 2. Thanks, guys.